But is it one of those shows you have to see it from the beginning? You can't just go in like
for sure. You got to start from.
That makes
you got to start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Have you not watched it?
I haven't, man. I just got.
You'll love it.
My mom has
Dude,
watched it
there's enough
3
rom-coms for me,
different
you know.
times.
3?
Yes.
I want to rewatch it soon. I'm running out of stuff to watch. I kind of want to rewatch Breaking Bad.
It's a commitment, man. I'll tell you that.
It's good though, dude. You would love it.
Yeah, but I don't like commitment in any way, shape, or form in my life. Do you get what I'm saying? I want to get in and get out. I want to have that option.
That's why you watch rom-coms and like
That's
sitcoms.
right.
I
Guys?
talked to some guy. He was like, "You can't even get me to subscribe to a magazine. That's how uncommitted I am as a person." That's Julian.
This is Less Than Zero. Less Than Zero.
I do want to start with the fact that I think that there's a spider behind Nile's head. Justo, is it on camera?
Nah, you can't see. Can you see it? No.
It's like right behind Nile. Nile, it's on
Nah,
top
it's
of your
little.
head.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Hold on. Oh my God!
Yo,
It's right there!
yo, I don't f with spiders. Are you
It's
not
calling
even
his sisters.
Oh,
Bro, what are you doing?
I blew him out.
You gotta kill it.
No, bro, I'm not killing.
You can't kill it.
He's gonna call his homies.
Oh
bro.
yeah, that's bad.
It's just-
He's gonna call his
just-
homies, bro.
Okay.
It's just
Bro,
living
we
his
got
life.
spiders in this house, man.
Yeah.
Have anyone seen Arachnophobia, the movie?
Nah.
No, I've heard of
Is
it.
that the one with the giant spiders?
No, bro. It's a realistic movie. Like he moves into a house and there's like.
Nile, there's another one.
Can you stop? I'm not fucking around.
The whole podcast is gonna be about spiders.
I will go over there and start recording. I will be off camera.
That's hella
with the
funny.
mic. I don't like spiders, bro.
All right, guys, let's get into it, man. It's been a week since we recorded. It's felt like a year. We were talking about that off camera. By the time this drops, Father's Day would have been a couple days past. But shout out to all the fathers. Happy Father's Day, guys.
Less Than Zero podcast, by the way.
Yes, Less Than Zero podcast. Welcome. Hopefully you know this. Boom, right there. Do you guys want to say something? Maybe say something about your fathers, each of you.
Yeah, happy Father's Day, Dad.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate you, contributing to giving me life on this planet. And I appreciate our friendship. And,
That was beautiful.
love you.
No, that was nice.
What's one thing about your dad? Just something that you're always gonna remember. That you always remember.
Man, there's a lot.
One.
He can fix anything
Okay.
he puts his mind to,
All right, father.
even if it takes a year.
Good handyman. Cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Justo, how about you?
My dad is probably the kindest person I've ever known. And hardworking. He's 62 and he's rebuilding. Like him and his wife bought a house and they're remodeling it and they're building a whole new room and he's doing it practically by himself.
All on his own.
Mostly, yeah. Him, and my uncle help. My uncle's giving him help.
Maybe when you're looking to get a home, you could build your
Exactly. That's what I'm hoping for.
That's awesome, man. Shout out to your dad. I want to say happy Father's Day to my dad. Rest in peace. Who, just like you, it's okay. He's in a better place. He is the nicest man that I know. At times too nice to a certain degree, but it is what it is, right? It's better to be nice than not nice, right? Also want to give a shout out to Search History. Nile, Justo, hit us off. Our gram is Less Than Zero Pod. Also, is it X or it's EECKS? Also hit us off the gram too. Actually, guys, real quick, he wants us to put it on audio platforms. For guys that don't know, that watch us on YouTube, we're not on audio platforms yet, but we are slowly getting there, and we're gonna get on it because he wants to listen to our podcast on audio platforms. So,
Oh, word.
X, we're on it. Also, what up to Hey, it's Joe on YouTube. Thank you for subbing, and let's get into it, man. We got a lot of content to talk about. Justo, give us a story of when you were recognized or, maybe when you ran into someone, whether that's good or bad.
Well, that happened recently. I was at work, right?
Okay.
I work at Costco. And I was just sitting there slacking off like I usually do. And if they're watching, I don't really slack off, I promise.
Sure.
But dude walks up and he's like, "Hey, are you on the Less Than Zero podcast?" And I'm like, "I am. Yes." And he said that he watches and he's a fan and he follows Julian on Instagram. And yeah, he's nice, super nice dude. I totally forgot his name, 100%.
Okay.
But he was super nice. If you're watching, thanks for coming to say hi. And I was wearing a mask too. Like, I don't know if you
Yeah, like
can't
how would
recognize
he, like,
anybody.
that's even harder to spot someone with a mask.
For sure. So like, shout out to him. I feel so bad that I forgot his name. But it was super cool. Nice chat. Nice guy. Thanks for liking the podcast.
Bro, if you're watching, man, hit us with the comments. We'll be sure to send you. I don't know. Niall will send you something.
We'll send you some when we start
send you
making
something.
when we start making merch. We'll send them merch.
There you go.
Word.
Niall, you got a story?
Yeah, when we were talking about this and I heard about Justo's encounter with a fan, I went to Bakersfield last week.
I got to stop you right there. Was this by choice?
This was by choice.
Okay.
This is by choice.
No one goes to Bakersfield on purpose.
Unless you're Niall.
Well, Bakersfield, unbeknownst to my understanding, that there's a Raising Cane's chicken. And there's no Raising Cane's chicken in the Bay Area.
And I know you love this place.
I love this place.
Is this a restaurant? What is it?
This is, yes.
It's like fast food.
It's
okay.
It's a chain.
Never heard of it.
It's a high quality fast food place.
All right, you got to throw the high quality in there.
It's got some, some quality.
Got it.
So
some good
my
chicken.
wife and I love this place.
So you went there.
We went there and it took us 4 hours to get there, 4 hours back. But anyway, so we went there and we spent the night. Like we went to go to a hotel, and then one of the security guards, we asked him, "Hey, where can we park?" And he said, "Oh yeah, you can park around the back." And then when I was about to pull the window back up after talking to him, he's like, you're not a Ross, right? I'm like, yeah. Who wants to know?
That's
like,
badass.
and he's
Hell
like, yeah. I actually been listening to your music for a while, bro. Like,
what?
that I appreciate your music, he said. And I was like, what the hell?
Whoa.
And he said he's been listening to my music since like 2012.
What?
Like off this website called Hot New Hip Hop.
But I was telling you this, like with social media, digital media, it's like you never know who's paying attention to you or not, which is the dope thing, right?
Yeah.
You just didn't expect it because he was in Bakersfield?
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Like,
And it just came out of nowhere, huh?
yeah, just out of nowhere. It was like the last thing I expected.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah.
Like,
it really was.
Like when you say that, when Justo tells me that story, that makes me feel good because it's like, it's just one, but you know what? That's one person that we didn't know.
Right. Someone said something dope. One is the mother of a million.
Whoa.
Say that again?
That's intense.
One is the mother of a million.
I like that.
Word.
Always starts with one.
Exactly.
For
Yeah,
sure.
it doesn't start with two.
You're right.
Then it'd be 2 million.
And
that would be even better.
Yeah, true. I'll never forget this story. This is years ago. This is a long time ago, but it always sticks out in my head. I was recognized, but not for me, for somebody else. I have an idea what you're going to say.
Someone mistaken you for someone else?
There you go. So, not Bobby Lee.
I was going to say.
Don't say it.
I have so many names in my head, but I don't want
Bobby
to just
Lee.
say it.
So I was in Miami. I was at the Hard Rock. I was in the bathroom. I know, hella awkward.
That is awkward.
This guy
They're
comes out of the stall, and I'll never forget it. He was like, you. Like, he was like, you. And I'm like, I know you, man.
And this is in the bathroom?
In the bathroom at the Hard Rock in Miami.
That is dangerous.
I know.
You walk us in the bathroom, you
and I.
What? What you about to do?
No, it's not like you and I hooked up. No, it's not that.
That's terrifying.
To me, it's like
saying
what
you?
I'm about to do to you.
That's so scary.
I'm a fan. And I'm quiet. I'm just going along with it. I'm like, okay. Basically, he thought I was Mr. Han from Lincoln Park.
Nice.
Mr. Han, do you know who he is?
Yeah, Lincoln Park. Yeah.
Right, but he's not the
one Asian
Let's
guy.
make sure to put a photo up on the.
Yeah, he's not the singer.
Let's do a side by side of Julian and I forget his name already. You just
Mr.
said it.
Han.
Mr. Han.
He's like the backup. He's like the DJ. He's the
Yeah.
guy that plays the music. He's
Yeah,
not
he's in
really
the back.
Right. He's the lesser known of the group. And
I'm gonna pull him up just so we can see.
so
what you're talking
check
about.
this out.
Man, that guy's just lazy, dude.
Check this out.
You don't look like him at all.
Well, it depends who you ask. I guess if you ask him. Anyway, he asked for an autograph.
Did you do it?
You asked $50.
I
right?
felt bad. No, I should have. Here's the thing. I didn't want to ruin it. You know what I mean? Like, when things are going well and you're like, dude, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. So I signed it.
What?
I signed his business card. And
Hell
I said,
yeah.
What did you write?
Yeah. What did you write?
I said I just scribbled my name. I don't even think I scribbled Mr. Han.
You wrote Julian.
Like, when you scribble something like so like scribbly, people can't make out what it is. I think that's exactly what I did.
Wow.
That's hysterical.
And
That's
and he shook
fantastic.
my hand and said, "It's great to meet you, man." And he left the bathroom. That's the story.
That's a beautiful
Wow.
thing.
You like that?
Hey, you know
That's a
what?
beautiful story. You made his day.
Yeah.
I was gonna
if he
say-
saw this podcast, you would ruin his childhood.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, it's yes, you pretended to not be you. You're not him, and
Mm-hmm.
he pretended to be. But you made this guy's day.
Yeah,
he
and-
went the rest of his life saying, "I met Mr. Han in the bathroom, and he was the coolest dude
Right,
ever."
and I never, just like you said, I never said a lot. I just kind of just nodded my head, just kind of went along with.
You're
He
like,
was convinced.
sure.
If you're convinced, and you know what, I'm convinced.
You know what I think the reality is? If he did meet Mr. Han in the bathroom, I'm pretty sure Mr. Han would have drop kicked him.
You think so?
You think so?
I
Just because
think
it was
so.
the bathroom.
Yeah, I mean it's the bathroom. Like he's just lucky that he met a nice guy like you to be caught in an awkward situation and you sign in the bathroom. Any other person would have been like, "Get the f- out of my face! My hand is still on my. I'm taking a piss.
This is
You're
at
asking
the
me for-
sink at the moment, but yeah, it's still awkward.
tomato,
yeah.
tomato. Get the f- away from me. That's
I
what-
think that
so he's
happens a
lucky.
lot for celebrity encounters. I hear stories like that, like, "Oh yeah, I've been approached in the
I'm not
bathroom
about it.
before."
It does. It does.
Would you-
Wait
if you
till
saw-
I get out the bathroom, bro.
If you saw like a diehard, like a celebrity, like someone who you've like would swoon over, would you see them? Would you say hi to them in the bathroom?
Oh my god.
Would you wait? What would you do? Or would you
Wait.
just ignore them?
This one time I saw Miley Cyrus
Yeah,
at the airport. Me and my friend were at this place where you hang out, like
a lounge.
yes,
Nice.
a lounge.
Mm-hmm.
We
Nailed
paid
it.
like an extra $150 because there was like a layover. Anyway, Miley Cyrus came in, bro.
Lounges are nice, right?
And,
you can lay
and
down.
like
get
her
food.
security guard, like everyone, like nobody was around. Like she was just chilling. It was like here to like where that couch is. It was just, and I didn't. I was like,
What
damn, should
era?
I?
What era Miley Cyrus was this?
This was
How long ago was
era right after she was like hip hop.
Oh, after
Like-
that song with Wiz.
Wiz, it was like a little bit after. It was like 2015 or 16.
Not to talk about this too long, but man,
You should have went up to her though.
I did. I wanted
you
to.
did?
No,
But
I
you don't want to
didn't.
be that
I
guy.
should've. I
You
should have.
don't want to be that guy.
All you
right?
gotta do is be like,
but it
"Hey."
wasn't in the bathroom. It was in a lounge.
Yeah.
She was
It's
totally like comfortable. She looked like she was in a good mood. I should have.
That would
went
have
up to her,
been
but I
the.
didn't.
It sounds like the ideal moment.
It
to go
was.
say
It
hi.
was one of those moments where I kind of
And
regretted
she wasn't
it.
busy doing nothing.
Right. I got
She
kind of
wasn't talking
regretted
to
it.
anybody.
Exactly.
Here's the thing,
You could have just
though.
been like, "Hey, what's
Yeah.
up? I'm a fan. Dope. Selfie. All right. Have a good day."
Yeah,
Yeah.
and maybe tell her about my music. Like, hey,
Yeah,
like
throw
you
your
know,
card, listen to my SoundCloud.
something.
Maybe it just depends on the person. That story triggered me. My friend Mike, we were at a restaurant. He saw Kaylani with a bunch of people at the table, and
Okay.
she was on her way. I don't know.
See, the group of people is where.
Yeah.
I'd be
Well, hold
like-
on. She was on her way stepping out somewhere, and he said, Kaylani. And it looked kind of awkward, man. So Mike, basically, it felt like he forced her to
it.
take a picture. And now guess what he does? This picture was like 8 years ago. Oh, no. I mean, she was kind of like maybe like 5 years ago. But now he posts that picture everywhere. Me and Kaylani. Like to this day,
All
he
the
just
time.
posted it right.
That's
He's one
so
of those
funny.
guys that'll still post pictures with an artist from like 5 years ago, like it's current.
He'll say shit like, "This is my homegirl, Kaylani."
Yeah.
That's
You know
so
that guy.
funny.
There's a lot of people. I know a lot of people
Yeah.
who do the same thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, let's move on. Do you want to talk about Corona and opening up? You want to talk about Oreos? Which one first? Or you choose one.
You know,
Do you like Oreos?
I love Oreos. I love the golden Oreos, the double stuffed golden Oreos.
Okay. So,
It's important to note that Oreos is still trending right now on Twitter.
well, I mean, I think it'll still be definitely
At this point,
It'll still be. Excuse me. It'll still be something we're talking about.
Right.
So one of George Floyd's murderers, the third or fourth guy, was recently spotted at a grocery store, and he had Oreos in his hand. So after you hear the story, do you feel
that
like
detail is so like
well, they zoomed
funny.
in.
I know, it's just such a weird detail to focus on.
It
The
is.
fact that he has Oreos.
It is.
After this, will you be eating Oreos? But also, more importantly, basically, someone spotted him and put him on blast as they. I mean, it's granted. I understand. She basically got him on video and said, "How dare you? You shouldn't be, shopping. You shouldn't be out in public. How's it feel to murder someone?" She went in, and you can clearly see the video.
Right.
And he was. I mean, you saw it. You guys saw it. He was quiet. He didn't say a lot. First take, Nile. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, I do think it's a little unnecessary. For her to do it. I get it. It's not how I would move. I mean, if anything, I'll film and be like, look at this. Like, this guy is shopping. He killed George Floyd. He's out shopping. We got to fix this kind
But
of
you
system.
wouldn't have approached.
I wouldn't
him
have
with that
approached
energy?
him. I mean, I just think it's a waste of energy. I mean, besides, if your intention is to harass him, then congratulations, that's what you did. So, but he looked pretty remorseful of it, and he was respectful to her, like meaning I understand. She said you should be in jail. He's like, I understand your perspective, like, and I don't think she was gonna get anything more from him because anything he'll say could hurt him
exactly
in court. So I mean, any smart person wouldn't say that, but yeah, the encounters. I would understand if he was like vile and he's like, get away from me, and completely just, but he was just standing there not talking back to her, and she's like
she was going
it just seemed kind of like, all right, leave him alone, like what are you gonna do?
But I understand she's speaking out of emotion, as she should.
I get it. I feel
and from the outside looking in, I can understand it, but also just for argument's sake, putting ourselves in his shoes, I thought he handled it best he could. I mean, truth be told, probably would have done the same thing and probably said as little as possible. Maybe he might have said too much, huh?
He should have wore a damn mask. The difference between you and him, you would have wore a mask, and of course you wouldn't kill somebody.
Yeah.
But at least instead of maybe your neighbor.
Yeah.
But, just kidding. That's actually really bad.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I don't know Minnesota if they have like looser restrictions or what.
They probably do because there's like less people there, so they're probably like, yeah, it's fine.
Think so?
He's just dumb. Like if he really wanted to stay low profile, I see he had the hat on, but you got no mask on. Like you really made yourself an easy target.
Yo, he probably thought that no one's gonna recognize him. Actually, you know what? That's dumb to say. Because
I mean,
hell yeah, you would recognize him, but
maybe because he thought that maybe Derek is getting all the shine. Like I'm, people barely. Because if I saw him, I wouldn't know. But if I saw Derek, I would know what Derek looked like. But I had no idea. I saw like one mugshot, but I didn't ingrain it into my brain.
Now, are you gonna be eating Oreos, guys, after this?
I'm about to go get some right now.
Yeah, I'm
really?
going with Justo.
This doesn't fault. I don't care that evil people eat Oreos. So do good people. It doesn't.
Right.
This is like the Chick-fil-A thing, even though
doesn't
they're
fault
supporters.
Thing.
Well, that's a little different.
Okay.
Chick-fil-A, Oreos isn't like putting.
It's their fault.
Right.
They forced themselves in his hands.
Right. Right.
Now, here's the thing: do you think they need to release a statement?
Nah, they better not. They better not.
Really?
If they were smart, they wouldn't say anything. It's not their fault he bought Oreos.
Look, I can see it happening, but I think it's just too much. I mean, it is what it is. He was getting Oreos, like.
But they shouldn't release something like, "We have nothing to do with this man. We do not advocate this man. We stand with you."
It's not like they're like sponsoring.
I don't know. I'm just asking.
I think it's just too much. Like y'all just doing too much.
They'd be throwing themselves.
They're
in the
trying
fire
to get likes and
that.
retweets to look like pro-black right now.
Okay,
like, that's what it would be. It would be like disingenuous.
Yeah, it would come across weird.
Yeah,
if they did it because no one's blaming Oreo.
Right.
They're just like, hey,
but people will be like,
unless you're on Twitter,
you have people on Twitter like that'll be adding Oreo because they have nothing to do all day, and then Oreo comes out and saying we stand with George Floyd. Like we get it, we know you are endorsing this man. Like if you really were about that life, you wouldn't have any of your Oreos in any of your stores to prevent any racists from buying Oreos. But then you would be out of business.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're obviously agreeing with some racists or murderers buying your
That's a fact. Hey, go ahead. Sorry.
Nothing. I just want Oreos now.
I do have some in my fridge.
Man, I might have to.
Hey,
get some.
bring it out.
Wait, did you say in your fridge?
Yeah, guys.
Wait. Pause. Do you keep Oreos in your fridge?
I do. I keep them cold. But here's the thing. Do Oreos?
Wait,
he said it like it's normal.
Am I the only one that thinks that's odd?
I like them cold to drink with milk. But here's the thing. Do Oreos get rotten? Can they go bad?
Anything can go bad.
They get stale for sure. I don't know about rotten.
Okay. They've been in my fridge for 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
Never mind.
Fridge probably. You put it in your freezer or your fridge?
Fridge.
Okay.
I see people put like Reese's in the freezer.
Like Thin
That's
Mints, you
pretty
put them in the fridge?
You put anything in the freezer, it's gonna be good. Like my wife, she puts bread in the freezer.
Yeah, I do too.
Really? Doesn't
Is that an Asian thing?
Doesn't
No,
it get mushy when you defrosts? Or is
Well,
it normal?
no, you put it in I put it in the microwave a little to soften it up, or put it like in a toaster oven. But I mean, it extends a life, or at least I like to think it extends a life a little bit.
No,
more.
it does. For
it does.
Sure.
I put bread in the fridge, but I eat it quick enough. But I don't eat it so quick that I would leave it out.
Yeah, no, we put it in the freezer. I never knew about it until I moved in. We moved in together, and I was like, "Why are you putting bread in the freezer?" But now it's like, it goes hard. It's like crisp. It's like just like.
Oh, you're saying freezer?
I said freezer.
Oh, okay.
Like putting bread in freezer. You don't do that?
No, fridge.
The top part.
I'm talking about the freezer.
Okay.
She puts it in the freezer, bro. It stays the same.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't go that's a stretch for me.
Where do you guys put maple syrup? This has been a discussion.
Don't use it.
You don't use
Wait,
maple
we're talking
syrup?
about Jemima? Because I don't drink. No. I put it in the cabinet, bro.
You put it in the cabinet?
Yeah.
Where if you bought... Wait.
I put it in the fridge.
You put it in the fridge?
I put everything in the
that's
fridge.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Syrup?
I even syrup.
Guys, I even put milk in the fridge.
Okay, that makes sense.
Juice.
But
No, like I've had this discussion with a lot of people. That's a lot of people put syrup in the
why
fridge
would they want syrup
versus
to be cold?
That's what exactly.
hold on,
I
guys.
You
use
have
milk
hot
syrup.
pancakes and you put cold syrup on it.
Guys,
It makes
you
it
put
cold.
it in a little container in the microwave for 15 seconds. It's hot. You're all good.
But why do
Yeah,
you
but
want to put it in the fridge?
It's not gonna. It doesn't need to be refrigerated.
I think it tastes better when it's heated, man. I heat stuff
heated
like that up
is
all the time.
great. I'm all for
know what?
heated, but like I know people who put it in the fridge and they'll just put cold syrup on their pancakes or waffles.
It seems that Julian he's chosen his path.
Hey,
It's the
I'm glad,
fridge.
like if nice room temperature or hot, like warm syrup is great too.
Yeah,
But like,
I agree.
okay, I just wanted to ask that.
Justin, how much time we got?
Am I wasting
No,
too
no,
much
no, no,
time?
I'm just wondering how much
talking
time we
about
got.
syrup. We're 20 minutes in.
20 minutes.
21.
Okay, let's talk about this video real quick. These, if anyone's seen this video of these old ladies, okay, this is not a race thing. I'm going to say this right now. This is not a race thing.
If you say that off top, that means it's a race thing.
Okay, maybe a little
That's
bit.
facts.
Maybe a little bit.
That's like people who say, "I don't see color." Oh, okay, here we go.
Well-
but I want to say,
To be transparent, it triggered me because I've seen this before. And it just gets me so heated, bro. So this video of these old ladies were basically holding a parking spot at the mall. Let me repeat that. The mall was packed. They were holding a spot. And this is going on. The video is only 2 minutes long, but the video, they were holding it for at least 10 minutes. And the woman clearly said, "This is my spot." Really? This is your spot with no car. And then she calls her backup. You've seen it with her cronies. Her whole family. It just,
Cronies.
it's true. It just really, because the first thing I thought to myself is like, yo, how rude are you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, who tells you deserve this parking spot when you don't even have a car? Thoughts?
thoughts is that guy. I mean, no matter how much complaining he was gonna do, he couldn't call the police because number one, police aren't gonna take him serious and show up. So all he was doing is complaining, and complainers don't get ahead in
Wait,
life.
you're talking about the driver?
I'm talking about the driver. Yeah, the guy who wanted the spot. Those girls, they called it. If he was about that life, he should have ran him over. I'm gonna keep it real.
Okay.
If you're about
so
that
you
life,
advocate him running them over. I just want to make that clear.
I'm just saying, if he wanted to solve a problem, that is how you do it. Or you're just sitting there complaining.
Right, but then
you
he
gotta
goes-
be a go-getter. Do you want the spot or not? If you aren't gonna hit him, then just find another spot and stop complaining. And all I heard was those girls, they want the spot. That's what they got. You gotta
Girls.
take it. You ain't seen
Girls.
Game of Thrones.
He calls them girls.
Those young ladies.
Young ladies. You mean the old ladies?
I was like, maybe a couple of them are old, bro.
But here's
and
the-
they're Asian. You don't know their age.
That's true. Asians don't reason. But here's the thing. In a real world situation, you can't do that because then he would go to jail.
Then why is he complaining, man?
Well, that's what people do. They complain. But you're right. I think it kind of went nowhere. What he should have done is gotten out of the car and kind of nudged them out of the parking spot. That's what I would have done. Or hold on, what I would have done is just is start driving forward, closer to hopefully force him to get out of the way, to give them a stronger hint.
Interesting.
Your second idea would be better. Him getting out the car, nudging. That's pretty much assault.
Yeah.
But
I mean, so is the car thing too.
But guess
I'd
what?
rather do that than the
guess
other, you know?
what? It's almost like the same as like magnet. You know, the opposite magnet. They can't touch. That's what would have happened. He would have pulled and they would have backed up because nobody wants to get hit by a car. No one's going to be on a suicide mission to get hit by a car. If he went in there, it would have been just like that. They would have been like, oh, and then he would have been in there. But he's not about that life because he's not a go-getter.
Obviously, he's not a go-getter because he didn't run them
He's
over.
not a go-getter.
I think that if the parking lot rules are for cars. If you are
Yes, they're
out
not
of
for
your
people.
car, then those rules don't apply to you, and you're breaking parking lot rules by being out of your car.
Beautiful.
You have to, if there's a parking spot, you have to be in the car going to that parking spot. If you're trust me, I think about this. Like if the car is pulling out, you were there first, you throw your blinker on, that is your parking spot. Anyone else who comes in afterwards, they're a dick. Points it. You can't save parking spots.
Exactly. My friend Alex made the analogy, oh, dude, it's no big deal. It's like saving a spot in line at the movie theater. No, it's not.
And that's kind of too.
Well, no, if
little
you're not
bit.
taking someone's spot. And
Or
there
a
was just-
seat.
Well,
That's
hold on.
just corny when they
Guys.
reserve the
I
whole
hate-
family.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's
I
different.
hate
That's
that.
different. But if you're just going to the,
The
hold
whole
on,
row.
let me give you some
And
context.
there's jackets on each seat.
Okay, that for sure is wrong. But if you're going to the bathroom for like 2 minutes, hey, I'll be right back. Can you hold my spot?
Oh yeah,
I gotta go.
one
That's
seat.
okay.
Yeah,
Right.
1 seat, 2 seats maybe.
But for a whole family to reside and camp out at a parking spot when your car's not even there, that's And to me, how much time do we got? I'm sorry.
We're good. We have a couple minutes.
Do you think that's a cultural thing, or that's just
My wife's
individual
family
thing?
does that for not the parking lot, the movie theater thing. I've gone to the movies with her whole family, and they'll save the whole thing. They'll have 2 people go in.
When things get dire, yes, it's in every culture thing.
So it's not a.
If
Okay.
there's no spots and there's that one spot left, but your friend's car is like right around the corner, guess what? Get out the car. You're going to stand right here. You're going to use your life for this spot. Because that's what they're doing. Everyone knows spots are for cars.
Yeah.
But guess what?
They don't.
Are you going to hit me? Are you going to hit me? Because then we're going to go to court.
Here's
You
the
want to
thing.
go to court, and then that's how it is.
But here's the thing. The difference is I think they're so clueless that they're not thinking that way. I think these ladies legit think that they deserve this spot, and they see nothing wrong with what they're doing. Part of that I think has to do with like not being westernized enough. That's just what I honestly think from.
Nah, man.
They just think because they are there first, that means that they get the spot. But because it's not a car, like that doesn't.
Right.
It's not what this is
It would
for.
be anybody. It would have been black, white, Latino,
Yeah, that-
Asian. Anyone would have felt the same way. Like, I'm in this spot now. Guess what? It's my spot because I
Being-
said so. And that's
being
how
an
people operate.
asshole.
First time I've ever seen that. I've never seen it.
Really? I
First time,
seen
yeah.
it all the time.
Yeah,
Wow.
I've seen that before.
Parking spots.
Yeah.
For like, but not 2 minutes now. This is like 10 minutes.
It's a long
time,
Well,
man.
I think it was the reason why it was 10 minutes because that guy was in the way. I bet you their
No.
car was behind them trying to get in. He's like, I ain't moving.
All right, so let's switch gears. Let's talk about something. Let's talk about some movies.
Okay.
We're movie fans. Pete Davidson got a new movie out.
We're movie fans.
Are we not?
I haven't been to the movies in like a year.
Yeah, but
I
I mean,
miss
you watch
movie
things on
theaters.
Because of shelter in place.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
I miss movie theaters a lot.
Hulu, HBO. Well, I mean, the new movie theater is going to be right here at your house.
Yeah, 100%.
Because, for example, Pete Davidson, his new movie, King of Staten Island, since movie theaters are closed, charging $20 a pop to watch that new movie. Do you guys know Pete Davidson? Do you guys care about him, first off?
I think he's funny. I like his weird, dark sense of humor.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of SNL, so I see him on SNL and stuff.
Yeah. Niall?
I don't know him enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
he has
big-
a really specific humor.
He is.
Okay.
It's like
I've seen him a couple times.
It's
at
intense.
SNL. All I know is
Yeah.
what I mostly know
He's
about
hella
him is
goofy looking.
Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
And how
That's-
he blew up that relationship.
Yep.
that's where most people know him from.
he took
was,
a L.
He was engaged to Ariana Grande. He dated a lot of baddies, man. Kate Beckinsale, Margaret
Yeah.
Qualley. Here's
Girls
what I like.
girls love dudes who look like that. Just kind of like
Sickly and pale.
yeah,
Like
a little
hipsters.
grimy.
Here's what I like about him, man. I know authentic is like an overused word, but he for me and out of celebrities probably is the most authentic dude. Just the way he comes off of. He reminds me of someone that we'd hang out with. Like most of these celebrities, we could never. I mean, it's like you see him, but it's like I would never hang out with this person. But he would like legit. I don't. To me, it feels like someone that we could just like shoot the shit with, right? So his new movie, King of Staten Island, is loosely based off his life. It is basically, he said in interviews, what his life would have turned out like if he didn't find comedy. He said comedy saved his life. SNL, his comedy was first. He started doing stand-up like when he was 16, and then he found SNL later on. But his father really happened. His father died. He was a firefighter on 9/11, and it just talks about when his father died at the age of 7, how his life kind of spiraled, and how he just kind of trying to navigate that really dark time in his life and how it still affects him. And yeah, man, it's really good, dude. I highly suggest it, man. If you're into like movies like that, it's loosely based. It's really good, and I just like the fact that I don't know, man. Just
Is it doing well? Are people watching it? I haven't
Yeah.
looked at like how much, especially with the whole thing of where you have to pay to watch it.
It's
and, like,
critically acclaimed.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as like money wise, I don't know, but I know that people are definitely talking about it. Like people are posting stuff like this is probably the most transparent he's ever been. And I like it, man. I like the fact that I like it in movies where they have your real people in the movies. For example, Uncut Gems. You guys seen that? Okay.
I want to watch it.
Okay.
I saw the first 15 minutes of it.
Everyone in Uncut Gems, I highly suggest it. Everyone in that movie is from New York. China Mac's in it. There's a jeweler in it named Greg. I forgot what his name is. Greg something. He's a real life jeweler in New York. They casted everyone that's actually from New York, whether you're big name or small name. And most people in the Pete Davidson movie are his friends or they're people that from his past. Bill Burr plays the new guy that's dating his mom, blah blah blah, and these are like all his friends. All his friends.
Bill Burr's dope.
Yeah,
I'm
Bill
a fan
Burr.
of Bill Burr.
Yeah,
he's a good actor too.
Yeah, he's good, and all the
I'm sure I know him.
and all the
If you saw him, you know Bill Burr when you see him.
and all of like Pete Davidson's friends that kind of play like degenerates. Those are his real friends. It's cool.
Word.
Yeah, they're like
It seems like a good movie. I like those movies that take kind of a dark concept.
but it's real.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, it's a dark concept, and like the idea is kind of depressing, but they're still based purely on the trailer. It seems funny at the same time. This weird dark sense of humor, and how in real life there's tragedy, there's negativity, there's all this stuff, but it's never just all negative. There's positive and negative through your life in every moment. There's times you could be super sad in a day, but there's still 2 or 3 times you'll smile or laugh.
Yeah.
Or you'll find, depending on your own sense of humor, you'll laugh about your situation.
That's what I call life.
Exactly.
That's
it's
life.
never
That's-
just all bad or all good. It's both.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
And movies that reflect that I dig it. That's why I want to see the movie, but I haven't seen it.
You got to see it.
I'm probably gonna wait till it goes on like Netflix or something, because I can't pay $20 to watch it.
I have a.
That's facts, especially when
I can probably
just
help you
go
out with that.
Pirate it.
I can help you out with that. Anyway, so Nile, let's talk about shows, man. I know you kind of watch the same things, right? You're into your specific shows.
Oh,
yes.
I finished Avatar.
Okay, great.
It was dope.
You've seen Avatar before, though,
When
right?
I was like when it was on TV, but I would
Right.
see like sporadic
Okay,
episodes.
then we have the same story because that was the same thing too. It was
And
like-
then now I just
wasn't-
watched it all the way through, and I'm like,
It's
oh,
amazing.
it's so tight.
Yeah.
Especially the last third, like the last book
Yeah.
is my favorite.
Yeah, no, that whole is very close to my heart. I hold it close to my heart. But I mean, right now I'm watching Breaking Bad.
Oh, is this the first time watching Breaking Bad?
Yes,
No way. It's your first time?
first time.
Dude, how far
My
are you?
wife's watched it. We're on season 3 now. I think
Nice.
season 4 now.
Nice.
So, but
That's where it
it's
get-
so funny. Like
It gets wild, dude.
oh, dude, I can already tell. Like I'm at the scene where like they just killed the Victor guy.
Oh, spoilers for Breaking Bad.
I mean, come on, it's been like
it's a
how many
10-year-old.
years?
It's been around forever, though, right?
Like
10-year-old
get
show.
real. Just kidding. No. But, dude,
Victor,
I watched
the-
El Camino first.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, dude. Like,
Why'd you watch El Camino?
dude, I don't know. My wife wanted to watch it. She was already a Breaking Bad fan.
You just watched it with her.
I just watched it with her. It was a movie, right? And
Yeah.
so I watched El Camino. Then
It was like a sequel.
last month, or like we just finished watching Better Call Saul, and I'm just now watching Breaking Bad. I don't know what to tell you.
I
It's
get
so
Better
weird.
Call Saul because that's like a prequel.
That's a prequel, right?
So, like,
but
you
I
could
watched
still-
El Camino and then Better Call Saul.
so like, did
and
it
now-
totally just spoil the end of Breaking Bad?
Oh
for you?
yeah, for sure.
That sucks.
It does suck, but I'm
Dude.
enjoying it.
I'm so sad that it got spoiled for you because Breaking Bad, like honestly, I've never watched a show that kept me guessing as much as that show did.
Wow.
Like when I was watching, I was like, I have no idea what's gonna happen.
Wow.
But is it one of those shows you have to see it from the beginning? You can't just go in like you have.
for sure. You got to start from. the
Ah,
start.
that makes
you
it
gotta
tough,
start
man.
from the beginning.
Yeah.
to,
Have you
like-
not watched it?
I haven't, man. I just got.
You'll love
My
it.
mom has
Dude,
watched
there's
it
enough
3
rom-coms for
different
me, you know.
times.
3?
Yes.
I want to rewatch it soon. I'm running out of stuff to watch. I kind of want to rewatch Breaking Bad.
It's a commitment, man. I'll tell you that.
It's good though, dude. You would love it.
Yeah, but I don't like commitment in any way, shape, or form in my life. Do you get what I'm saying? I want to get in and get out. I want to have that option.
That's why you watch rom-coms and like
That's
sitcoms.
right.
and
I remember
Guys-
I talked to some guy. He was like, "You can't even get me to subscribe to a magazine. That's how uncommitted I am as a person." That's Julian.
Speaking of rom-coms, you guys seen Clueless? Come on.
Clueless.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's so funny.
I-
My wife and I, we just watched Clueless because we saw it was on Netflix. And I'm like, we're going to watch
Dude,
Clueless.
That's like
Something
asking me
easy.
if I'm American.
Last night. Did you see it last night? I saw it last night.
Not last night. It was like a couple weeks ago.
As if, bro. As if.
As
Hey,
if.
So
Dude,
what was that?
Wait, that movie is lightweight problematic though, right?
What do you mean?
I mean,
Tell me.
I mean, she isn't like we were discussing. Is it weird that she hooked up with her stepbrother?
Oh, well, it's not by blood, though.
Right,
It wasn't by blood.
but obviously, but it's
Yeah.
still her stepbrother,
Yeah,
right?
no.
No,
I've
mean,
heard weirder situations.
If you ask people in West Virginia, no.
right.
I don't know. I don't think so. What was that one question, that concern that came out of Breaking Bad that you brought up?
Now that I'm talking to a Breaking Bad fan, this could get real deep.
Okay.
But my question
Bring it
is
on.
this:
Bring it
like,
on.
okay, all right, so these people get into crime, right? And they have
The main
whole
guys?
families, yeah,
Yeah.
And
Walter
like, they're
White.
always a situation where like, I want to do it for my family, do it for my family.
like Ozark.
If you,
Yeah.
I get it, Ozark, all
Same
those
thing.
kind of
Ozark
movies.
is very
why?
is a lot of influence by
Why
Breaking
even
Bad.
get involved with crime if you have a family?
They address that later in the show. It's kind of a theme in the show. They talk about it.
But let's answer the question.
But my thing is, okay, for stability and money, blah, blah, blah. I get it. But like,
it's more than that. It's not really that.
If you lose like any type of trust with that deadly corporation you're working with and they kill your whole family, it defeats the purpose of having stability and money.
They talk about it. It's a kind of a big plot point in the show. I don't know if you want me to get into it or not.
Well, how about we answer the question just like
I guess I'm talking about general, like,
because it's not really about that. That's not really what it is. It's a purely selfish thing.
Okay.
That you want to go and do this. You want to go and do this for yourself.
So then those people got to stop saying they care about their family.
Exactly. It's an excuse.
Okay.
It's an excuse to make it so that in their head they can justify what they're doing.
Okay.
Because they're not doing it for them in their head.
They're not doing it for their family. They're doing it for their ego and themselves.
Exactly. But they tell themselves, I'm doing it for my family. I have to do it for my family so that they can survive.
Right.
That gives them an excuse to do
I see.
a series of bad things when really they just want to do those bad things.
Okay.
But I think people generally just do things like that.
And I think that goes across for a lot of reasons. People will use other excuses to
make
do
it
things
sound justifiable,
so that they can justify it to themselves,
right? And other people be like, I get it, but like,
Yeah.
because I'm already watching, like, Walter, he has his ego, like how he cooks,
and you
like,
see he's like in it. He loves it.
I mean, yeah,
He gets
I'm
a
already
rush out of
seeing
it.
more of it now, but yeah. So, but you totally answered my question. Now I think about it. You're right. Like, people, they're capping. They're like, oh, my family stability. Shut up. Like, you just,
that's not it.
Like, you're doing it for you. You like whatever you're doing. That's why you're so deep in it. So I just think about Ozark and all that. I mean, because the wife,
Ozark.
you haven't seen it?
Nah, I assume is a similar storyline.
Yeah.
to Breaking
Similar
Bad?
storyline, a little
They're
different.
working for the
He
mob.
gets kind of dragged in it. Yeah.
rather than choosing to get into it.
Rather than choosing it, like Walter White, because he had cancer and he just kind of wanted to live.
Yeah.
And
It's such a I like that idea. Like the fact that he chose to do it.
I like it too.
It makes it so interesting. Like it makes it more compelling.
Right.
Because he got into this himself.
Right.
And he's continuously trying to dig himself out, but then he just does it again and keeps going.
Right. Yeah, I just think, like, if I was single and, like, I had no kids, I plan on having no kids, then, like, yeah, like,
Would you
I guess
sell
if
meth?
I was in a situation, if I was in crime, like, I would be more inclined to get into crime because I have no other, like,
You have no one that you're responsible
no strings
for.
attached. But if I'm married, like, I'm not gonna do it. So if someone like, hey, $1 million, you need it. I know you got those bills you need to pay by tomorrow. Blah, blah, blah. I'll be like, look, man, no, I'm not gonna do that, because if I do anything wrong, I know she's gonna be the carrot you're gonna dangle in front of me when you want something out of me.
Like that, yeah, I understand that, but also I think it just depends on the person, man. You know what I mean? Some people, no, hold on, it's kind of like people that high risk gamble.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some people are built to do it, and they'll risk spending their entire savings on it. Some people are not, right? I mean,
They get off of the thrill of the risk.
yeah,
Right.
like high risk, high reward, and also like people want like quick. Not everyone, but a lot of people these days, they want it suddenly.
You're right. Get rich quick.
Yeah, like who wants to spend 50 years of their life trying to, build stability when you can see what you say, carrot dangling in front of you? But this is nothing new. This is nothing new.
No, you're right. I just always, when I watch the movies,
And
I'm
it's-
like, man, y'all.
And you're right, because like even early on, you're like, that's a bullshit excuse from the beginning.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, as it goes, you see him transform, and it progresses into
Are we talking Ozark or Breaking Bad?
Breaking Bad.
Oh, okay.
It keeps escalating and escalating.
But watch Ozark. If you liked Breaking Bad, then Ozark is definitely in your
I forget the name of the actor who's in it, but I'm a fan of his.
Jason
He's
Bateman?
dope.
Yeah, Bateman.
Yeah.
Jason Bateman. He's
He's
really
dope.
good.
He's great.
He's
Yeah,
good in
yeah.
Arrested. He was in Arrested. He was the one in Arrested Development, right? Did you ever watch that show?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No?
Yeah, I did.
Man, you gotta
Little
watch
bit.
Arrested Development. That's goofy. It's funny. It's like it's really good, well written, but it's just comedy. And it's funny.
Okay.
And it's
Arrested
wacky.
Development.
Cool.
Fucking
All
weird.
right, let's do 180, man. Talk about relationships. You guys fans of remember the MGK Megan Fox? At the time we were talking about it, we weren't sure if they were in a relationship.
Right.
But now they're officially in a relationship. I don't know if that's a big surprise though.
Good for them.
Yeah, I don't think it's a big surprise.
Hooray.
So they're hooking up and they're spending.
He said nah.
90, no. Anyway, she's spending the night at his house, and you know how that goes. So her ex, and I don't even think they're officially divorced yet. The guy from 90210, Brian Austin Green, was seen like days after with the model actress. I have no idea who she is. Courtney Stodden. Anyone know who this is? Courtney Stodden?
No idea.
All right, so this is like days after the breakup. So question is, how long do you wait before you start dating again? Right? This is like days after. So she's already, Megan Fox, his ex is already with MGK.
Yeah.
So
she left him for a guy.
Right.
I think that gives him the ability, an excuse to basically do what he wants. If he wants to go hook up with someone right away, he can do that because his ex left him for another person.
Right.
Generally, I think that men tend to jump right into a thing right away
Because they want to get their mind off it.
Exactly. They want to distract themselves. Women tend to let themselves grieve the relationship and have that time, and then after whatever time is different for everybody, goes into something else.
Building upon what you said, I think it's true. I think we want to occupy our time and basically try to make ourselves feel fulfilled.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe good about ourselves.
that
And try to hook up.
And that's why guys tend to, so when you end a relationship, you're going to grieve it sooner or later. Guys tend to just put in the back of their mind, go off and,
We
hook
hold
up with
it
people.
inside.
And then weeks, months later, it's going to creep up. And then that's when dudes just start calling their ex after a couple months and doing weird stuff later because they pushed all those feelings down.
Oh, you're the guy that does
And
like,
now
the
they're
weird
coming
stuff?
up. And that's when you always see these stories
Is
of
that
girls.
you?
No,
Are
it's
you
not
doing the
me.
No, it's not you.
I promise.
I promise.
But then you hear those stories of girls saying like, yeah, my ex, it's been like a couple months and my ex keeps calling me and texting me on these things. That's what's happening. They didn't grieve early like they did. Because by the time the dude hits them up, they've already gone through it. They've grieved the relationship and they're ready to move on.
So you don't think there's like a rule? There's no
no
rule
rule.
about how long
Everyone's
you wait.
different.
I think
Nile?
I think there's a rule. I mean, specifically for the Megan Fox situation, what I agree with what Jessel said. He already saw homegirl
Yeah,
move on,
for sure.
so he's like, I'm gonna go move on then. But I think like what Julian also means is like in general, what's a respectful time to like move on like with someone else. So I just think about my own experience with my ex. Back, a few years ago, when we broke up, I remember, I had like people hitting me up and
Hold on, I think-
opportunities.
How did you guys break up? It depends.
It was a mutual breakup.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
I broke
that matters
up.
too. How
Yeah,
a
it
breakup.
does. If she cheated on you, all bets
then,
are off.
Well, then, yeah, that's like I said, all bets are off. I'm almost positive Megan Fox or Homeboy, one of them cheated on each other
For sure.
and it was probably with MGK.
Yep.
And he already got the green light to move on quicker than usual. But yeah, like ours is a respectful, breakup. We're still cool to this day. Like no like toxic
great.
things.
Yeah.
But I remember there was
And
a
it's-
time where I had like opportunities to like talk to other girls and like get my mind off other things. But I felt like it would be hella disrespectful if I did that and that's such like within the next month and a half. So like I waited like almost like 3 months or something like that before I started
not
talking
long.
to them.
That's fair.
It's not that long, but
It's
it's
enough
long.
time to be like, yeah, because anything sooner than that feels disrespectful. to
Yeah,
the
it's
relationship.
disrespectful as hell. It's like, damn, like did I just break up with her because I just wanted to hook
Yeah.
up with
How long did
so-and-so?
you guys date for?
Like a year and a half.
How long did she wait before you found out she was dating somebody else? Hard to say, right?
You don't really know.
You really don't know.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah,
Obviously, I only know what I know. So like what I can only have an idea of like how fast she moved on. I think she probably like contained herself or whatever you want to call it. Like
contained herself.
it sounds horrible.
couldn't contain
I can't
herself.
think of the words. I was thinking about like I want to
she
get
reserved-
a dictionary so I can broaden my vocabulary.
Yeah, I feel
To
like
be honest.
Yeah.
But anyway,
talking's hard, bro. Talking's hard.
anyway, whatever. Contain. I hope y'all know what I mean.
I get it. She
But
waited.
I think she waited. I do know she did want to talk to the dude that she dated before me after we broke up. I
Yeah.
thought that was kind of lame. But
But it feels lame from your perspective. But then once you break up and a
right.
time passed, then it's kind of open.
It's
right?
unopen.
I had my ex dated someone immediately after we broke up.
But again, it depends on your like relationship you
Was
guys
it a
had,
healthy breakup?
right?
Lightweight. We dated for about a year and a half ish. Right. She basically broke up with me just because when you boil it down, she just didn't love me the way I did. Right. That's really
okay.
what it,
Happens.
and that's fair. She just didn't feel the same after X amount of time. But then probably roughly around a week, she started just dating another guy. So
Wait a minute,
like,
a week after.
approximately, I think, based on my perspective, which feels messed up because she initiated the breakup. It's obvious that she was into this guy. And then I was there. She didn't like me as much as she liked him. Broke up with me. Went with him. That's
disrespectful. And she
Yeah.
should have at least kept it on a DL,
Yeah.
like for no one to know until like a respectful time. But like for her to just be that sloppy and you find out.
Well, but then
within
that's
a
kind of
week,
but that's kind of lying then. Well, I mean,
no,
it's
it's about
it's iffy,
respect.
right?
It's kinda- yeah.
iffy. It's disrespectful that she was just so open about
definitely
it.
disrespectful.
If anything, if she wanted to hook up with this dude, obviously in general, it's disrespectful to Justo in some way. But at least like let Justo think y'all weren't hooking up within a week of your breakup.
Right. It was and like obviously now it's like it doesn't matter. And like if you don't care about somebody and you break it off with them, you're allowed to do that. But then and because we're breaking up, she's allowed to date other people.
Right.
But the time span feels icky and you can't quite put your finger
What's
on
her
it.
name?
I'm not gonna say your name.
Why? I was just wondering. I'm just curious.
Her name is Helga.
Helga. Let's go with Helga.
Is she on Instagram or Helga?
I'm not gonna give you her
Helga
information.
cheats.
So
called
Like
Helga cheats.
obviously times pass and like you move on, but like at the time that was probably the worst breakup I ever had just because of that.
I got a similar story. How about? But here's the thing, man. I didn't date her that long. It was only for a couple months, and then
What was the longest relationship?
that's a
you've
good
ever been in?
question, man. It's been a long time.
Under
Probably
a year?
under 2 years,
Under 2 years?
year and a half, and that was. I hate to say this, man. That was like 8-9 years ago.
Word.
Yeah, I just don't. I know that says something about someone's character, right?
What about that relationship you had in like from high school to college? Like, wasn't that?
Yeah,
like
but
a
that was.
Is that what you were talking
Don't
about?
say my age, but that was a long time ago, bro. You know what's kind of funny, just to because you kind of triggered me. There's these radio
What
consultants.
else is new?
Right. Well, someone said a radio coach said that I was broken. Does that mean you're broken if your relationships are kind of sporadic?
I don't want to go ahead and just call you broken,
That's what he said.
but I think that it is a sign of something. This isn't an attack on you.
Well, it's lack of commitment, fear of
It
commitment.
says something, you
For
know
sure.
what I mean? And it's something that you probably should work on. Just like there's things everyone should work on.
But does that mean like someone is...
I'm on the opposite end. I'm kind of clingy. I'm the opposite.
You are?
I've always been in there was a period where I wasn't, but like for the most part,
You are?
I've always been in relationships.
Well, you don't really call me that much. You're saying with the opposite sex.
Yes,
Oh.
not just you.
Oh.
Trust me, there's been plenty of late nights where I wrote a whole message to you, but then I was
You
like,
stopped?
never mind, and I deleted it.
Damn it.
Because I'm trying to not be toxic.
But I don't know. Sorry to talk.
But like it's a thing to where, obviously everyone has their thing, and it's something that you should look into. I always tell everybody I tell everyone you should see a therapist because I think that it's beneficial
Let's
to
normalize
everybody.
therapy.
Yeah,
But if
exactly.
we're-
We should normalize therapy.
No,
I agree.
agreed.
Sure.
Agreed. And I'm
And I think that's
on
something
board with that.
something you should look into.
But is that part of someone's character and just part of their story? Like if you're talking about it, isn't that like a good step? Like to say broken is kind of like
Broken
saying,
sounds is kind of a harsh.
He was
way of
doing it to
putting
be a
it.
dick.
Yeah,
I think.
that's what it sounds
Well,
like.
then, yeah, then let that be that. Don't take it serious.
Yeah, don't take it
Because
serious.
anyone professional wouldn't say that unless they knew you.
Imagine
like
go to
a long
He don't know me.
time. That's what I'm saying. It's someone long time be like, Julian, I'm
Just
gonna
someone
keep it
talking.
real.
That's all
You've
it is.
been my
Yeah, but
client.
he just happens to be a big like radio coach.
You've been my
I mean,
client for 2
but
years.
whatever, I'm
gonna
over
be
it.
honest with you. You are broken, and we need to fix you.
That's terrible.
You would
thing
need to have
say,
a therapist.
dude.
I'm just saying.
Imagine.
That's what I'm saying. The therapist would have to. You would have to be a client for this therapist for like 2 years for him to be like, I'm just gonna keep it real with you. You've been. There's a vicious cycle going on. You're broken.
You're
And we
broken.
need to fix you. And
That's
you need
terrible.
to pay me more now.
Yeah.
But
Just being
I'm saying,
told
that guy's
stuff
a-
like-
that
Yeah.
guy's a dick. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't
Well,
take it seriously.
You're not
but
broken, man. You're not broken.
Everyone has their thing. That's why I want to tell you that.
There's always things to improve.
Yeah, I think
on,
it's
for
just
sure.
sticking with
Yeah,
the same
exactly.
thing and knowing that it's for the rest of your life. I'm not saying it's like a concern, but it's like always in the back of my
What
head.
is it? What about it that bugs you? We're gonna get deep into it now.
The consistency.
I'm gonna be a
of-
therapist for
of-
the next 20 minutes.
knowing that it's kind of like, let's say marriage, for example. It's
Knowing that there's no way out.
I hate to word it like that, but it's permanent. When you think marriage, I don't think about a divorce. I think about it's going to be forever. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean,
Growing up, did you have a lot of I almost said disability. That's not it. A lot of what's the word? A lot
Let
of
me get my dictionary.
well,
a lot of like it wasn't. What's the word?
stable.
Yeah, it
Yes.
wasn't non-stable.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was raised by my dad. Mom didn't come in until later on after my dad got really sick. So I guess that kind of has something to do with it.
And your parents were separated.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
since I was like super young.
So
well,
that's
then
an
that
idea.
makes-
But
right?
there's a lot of But there's a lot of
And I'm not
kids
saying
that
that's
have parents that are divorced.
but it affects everybody differently.
I see what you're saying.
Yes.
And it was early in your life, very, very important time in your life. My wife's parents were divorced, but that happened later in her life, and it affected her in a way, but not as intense of a way as if it would happen when you're very young.
Right.
Oh.
And these are all things that you're not aware of, but it has a big impact on how you think and how you make decisions in the world, whether you realize it or not.
Why do I need to pay a therapist? We could just do this. I mean, seriously.
It's true. Just like I'll use myself as an example. Also, you lived in a non-stable home, but that's why I kind of took it in the opposite direction and sought stability.
See, that's your choice, though. That's a strength within yourself, right?
I guess
It's
so.
because a lot of people...
It's probably mostly subconscious. He's just able to articulate
now
it.
I looking
and look
back
at
on
himself.
it,
He's being
I can see
transparent about it. But it's subconscious. A lot of people are like that. Like they don't have stability at home, and so that's what they use with relationships with, and it can be toxic to some people.
Exactly.
You know, so
just like my parents they fought a lot. They never got divorced, but they were not good together. But then seeing that, I could have, as a kid, you see that you can go two ways. You can go the opposite direction and seek stability, kind of where I went, or you're traumatized and you grow up the rest of your life kind of re-traumatizing yourself and reliving what you saw as a kid.
Because it's like normalized.
Yeah, in
your
your
life,
head,
so
you think that's how relationships work.
Exactly.
And like a lot of people who are into relationships, they have a lot of drama, or they have there's always something. That's because they think that's even they don't know it, but in the back of their head, in their subconscious, they think that's how you're supposed to do it. And that's where therapy helps, is where you relearn what a
how
healthy
relationships could be
works.
and should be.
Yeah. You learn how to communicate. You learn how to be open. You learn how to trust. And that happens with, talking it out and working out and learning strategies in your own mind and how to go about it.
Right.
It's good to know, man.
I think if at the bottom line is like, you just need to kind of figure out what you want, because there's nothing wrong with not being married for the rest of your life.
I don't think so either.
There's nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with it. It just depends on what you want. Like, because there are people out there that are really cool and you somehow do like want to spend the rest of your life with them. When you think about it and it doesn't happen to you, you're like, that sounds weird as hell.
It sounds crazy.
It sounds crazy as hell, but there are people that are like, damn, like, this is dope. This is fun. Type thing like that. So like,
I get that.
You know what I mean?
I
So
get that
like,
too.
it depends on what you want.
I just don't judge.
exactly.
I don't judge people. I think that everyone has a different story, and some people have that story, some people don't. It just depends.
And that's okay if you
Right?
don't want to
Yeah.
get married. Eventually, like I know people who, even if they're in relationships, but they just never got married, you're just like, yeah, we're each other, and like,
But do you ever meet people that just don't know? Like, I don't know. I just don't know.
You don't know until you meet the right person.
Right.
But then
Right.
here's the, I don't want to freak you out.
No,
right?
go ahead.
Because even if you meet the right
You've
person,
already freaked me out enough.
that's why working on yourself is very important before you even think about getting into a serious relationship. Because whatever baggage you have, you're going to bring with you into that relationship. So until you are aware of how your own mind works and you have to be aware of your baggage and how to properly take care of it, so that when you eventually do go into a relationship, you have the tools to build that relationship up and make it a healthy one and one that lasts.
Before you lay on that baggage.
Exactly.
Right.
I get it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why until I tell friends of mine who are single, like, you got to, honestly, and it sounds cheesy now because people say it, but you just got to work on yourself and figure out yourself and what you're good at, what you're bad at. And that way, when you find someone, you can communicate and you can work on it
It's a
together.
very Buddhist take. That's pretty much what we're talking
Hey,
There
for
you
sure.
go.
Human revolution. Focus
I-
on yourself. Become better.
Honorary Buddhist.
I'll take
For
that.
sure,
Can
man.
I get
It's a
do I get a
philosophy.
medal? Do I get a medal?
Yeah, man.
Anyway, I was gonna mention that my story is very similar, but mine's a lot faster. Basically, dated this girl, was all about her, crazy about her, and it lasted for a couple months, and then she basically ended up it didn't work out, kind of like you, Justo, and then she ended up getting married.
Right.
She got engaged
right away.
Couple months after.
Couple months.
So the whole time I'm thinking,
Well,
man,
there you go.
And then
That's
she was
that's
already with somebody. Like,
Thank you, thank you.
okay.
We got to bring up this police app because Nile shared this with me the other day. I thought it was an awesome idea.
You
Nile.
said police app.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not an app. It was a tweet, but it's a really good idea.
It's a good idea.
It's an
I'll just
idea
read
for
the
an app.
tweet. I just want to read the tweet. I think it's super
And we'll bring it
dope.
up on the screen.
Maybe some nerd, some engineer or whatever will listen to this podcast.
Why you got to go and call him a nerd?
I don't know. Come on, nerds.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, this not be called.
Just because we're in the Bay Area?
Anymore. Nerd is not bad like it was in the 90s, all right? Like
Nerd is like the new cool.
Nerds
Yeah.
get girls, bro.
I'll call myself a nerd.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
I'll put myself there.
So
Everyone's
I'll
that's
read
a whole
this.
other conversation. Everyone's a nerd.
Everyone's a nerd in their own way, man. Like you're a shoe nerd.
Thank you.
Nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
I'm a rap nerd.
I'm a camera nerd.
There you
all I'm
go.
saying.
Buddhist nerd.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Keep going.
Imagine if I just like you Buddhist nerd.
I'll take it. Okay, let me read this. All
That's so funny.
For all the nerds that want to stay alive, this is a really good idea. If the police can sit in their car and run my name, I should be able to log into a police app and run that motherfucker's name too. So I can see who the hell I'm dealing with too. It should be like a Yelp app for police, and I want to see their behavior record on each officer when I run their number. Ask the officer for his badge number in exchange for my license. And then someone said, kind of like rate my professor. You know, that
yeah,
website.
absolutely.
Or like
So-
like
It's like a Yelp review for
Yelp
officers. It's,
that's a great idea.
It's awesome.
No, that's
you
why I
can
want to
rate
share it.
you can rate your experience with that cop and say if they were nice, if
and
they
then
were
you
not.
can see like if they have, because that dude who killed Rashard Brooks, he had 12 other like situations, like 12 other accusations of brutal force, like using excessive force on people.
And you know what else that does? Sorry, but before I forget, that will make the entire police force across the entire country more aware. Because they know.
And they'll get
accountability.
The bad apples, because so many people are like, we're not all bad cops, blah, blah, blah. This is the bad apples.
Oh, yeah, we'll prove
Then
it.
Let's find the bad
Right.
apples. Let's get the bad apples and take care of them. Because when we run across bad apples on this app, we can be like, I would like to request another police officer. I do not feel safe according to your record, sir. And then they have to do that. Like if you ask for the supervisor and they'll come.
And then you wait and they'll call another cop and a different cop comes. And
A different cop comes.
Do you
What I'm
think?
saying.
Do you think that would realistically happen?
Well, you got to try it.
Well, no, you can definitely ask
can
for a
try it.
supervisor. And you can
Right.
definitely.
In any other, like, I get, I love the
It's definitely
idea.
possible.
But then there's the idea of like, if someone pulls over somebody, right? I'm not on the side. I love the idea. I want to.
I know.
No. Let's hear it.
But there's when a cop pulls someone over, there is a level of I don't know what's in their car or what they're doing. They could have a gun. They could have all these things.
Sure.
Right? That's the truth of it. So like,
Sure.
do you think not just because from their perspective they don't know what that person is, they have time to like
That's true. But I think,
wait and like, all right, I'll call another officer if you feel uncomfortable.
but that
with
probably
him.
depends on the
Well,
situation.
there has to be first of all, the reason
Like, do they
why
have the ability to
somebody's gotta-
override it if that person is indeed a threat or a criminal or doing something dangerous?
Well, then I think that would supersede the request is if that cop has a good reason. You know what I mean?
Right.
But most cops,
But then
they're just running plates. But if they're walking up license and registration to you,
like a traffic stop,
right, a traffic stop kind of situation, or just a ton of situations where we see people getting pulled over, they don't know the reason why, and then 12 different cops come. The situation is just blowing up out of proportion.
Right.
Yeah.
Those people in all those situations, there's no real reason for a cop to be in threat of his life.
Right.
And to build upon that, after every situation, big or small, you should be able to write a review.
Yeah,
Like just like you said,
afterwards.
that's a
building upon what you
legit.
said.
Dude, they're public servants.
Yeah.
Like let's have that same energy on every platform.
Yeah.
There should be an app
I
for
dig it.
that.
Right, they're
I love
fucking. They're the scum of the scum. Like we should just spit on them. Like
I don't think that
I'm
was-
just kidding. I'm just kidding. Officers,
But
there's some good ones.
it's
there's some bad
about-
ones.
It
I'm
is-
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It's about accountability.
It's
Yeah.
about accountability.
Yeah, that's all
and,
it is.
and reputation, and that will affect wherever else they try to work at is how they treat their public in those communities.
Yeah.
It goes
Agreed.
a long way. So
Agreed.
anyway, I just want to read that.
Great
That's
idea.
It's a
Super
great idea.
dope.
I hope that's
So
something that
I
could
hope
be
you
enforced.
app nerds out there can like put something together.
Man, you with the derogatory terms, bro. I'm
app
kidding.
You app nerds, let's get it. Let's do it now.
Comment below on anything that we're talking about this episode, including this new police app. It's not even it's not in fruition yet, right?
It's just
an
someone's idea.
No,
It's
if
just an
someone
idea
just
that's
came up with this
floating
idea, a black person, of course,
Right.
sick and tired of bullshit.
You're
He
gonna
said, man, I want to see his badge number and I want to be able to look at his file because they get to look at my file when they're looking at my license plate and then they pull up and ask for my license.
Yeah.
Okay, you're a public servant. Can I have your information? Because just like when you ask a cop, what's your name, what's your badge number, they're supposed to tell you.
Yeah.
Because they're public
This needs
officers.
to be adopted by the whole police force, but real quick, if it's not, could you imagine? I mean, this is something that could just be done outside of them, right? I mean, you could just create this almost this Yelp like system
Right.
for people that are in the situation, right?
Right.
You don't even, Go ahead.
No, I agree. I mean, the police, they should adopt this app and provide it.
You know they're not.
Well, then that's when policies come in, because then that means there's just some crooked ass people who just don't want anyone to have any accountability for shit.
Or they're fucking lazy.
Or they're lazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, my tax dollars is paying them. Get your lazy ass off and have someone else who wants to do it.
Yeah.
Boom. That's it. Yeah, I got nothing to say, man.
Yeah.
What he said.
That's it.
What
You
he
gotta
said.
be a go-getter.
You gotta hustle in this life.
What's this guy with this new word, man? Go getter. I've never heard him use that word. He's never used the word go getter.
You gotta be a go getter.
You gotta be a go-getter, man.
All right, man. Have a great week. Be a go getter.
Yes.
Talk to you next week.
Peace. Oh, man.